Hey guys, how you doing? It's Kevtech here, bringing you another video on information technology. I hope you're having a good day, good morning, happy Saturday. And today I want to make a video on the don'ts of job interviews. These are things you don't do in a job interview. I recently had a job interview with somebody, and I interviewed him and asked him a series of questions. And there's I got like some really negative vibes from him, and I'm not gonna say who it was. And basically, I want to make this video to show you what you shouldn't be doing during a job interview, if that makes sense. These are the common things you shouldn't be doing, because it will eliminate you from getting that one job that you really like, that dream job, or that job that you might like to work in. These are the things you should be avoiding, or these are the things you shouldn't be doing. So I actually have my whiteboard over here. I'll show you right now real quick. As always, I have my whiteboard, and I love to write on my board. And basically, you should be able to see it. These are the don'ts of job interview. Don't do any of these things. You do any of these things, you're gonna be eliminated from the job right away. They're not gonna call you back. You'll get those one-offs when they say, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna give you a call. We're gonna let you know. Don't worry about it. We'll let you know. We're gonna give you a call." So these are the things you shouldn't be doing, and I'm gonna explain everything one by one. I'm just gonna take a sip of my coffee real quick, and then we'll go over it, right? Hope you guys are having a good day. So I wrote the number one important thing. There are different important things here. Everything's important here, but hopefully you take something out of this video when you're done watching it. So be confident, but don't be cocky. What does that mean? So basically, if you go on a job interview and you sound like you know what you're talking about, you sound like you know what you're talking about. You know the software, you know the hardware, you know the IT stuff. Just in general, you go to a job interview and you know what you're talking about. Be confident, but don't be cocky. Also, just because they call you to go to a second round of job interviews, that doesn't mean you have the job. That does not mean that. So if someone calls you, then that doesn't mean you have the job. So that means that they're basically seeing if you're maybe qualified for the job, but you're probably not. So definitely don't assume you have the job. People will assume they have the job, and then immediately they get cocky. So don't get cocky in the job interview, if that makes sense. So if you get cocky in the job interview, then you're not gonna get the job. It's not gonna work. So be confident, but don't be cocky. So basically, you're confident that you're gonna get the job, and you know what you're talking about. But also, if they call you to come back, that doesn't mean you have the job. That means, oh, I have the job, I'm gonna get hired today. That doesn't mean that. That means that you're a potential candidate that will probably get the job, though there's probably two other people behind you that's interviewing for the same job. So be confident, but not cocky. So those are the don'ts of the interview. Another one would be, don't lie on your resume. Please do not lie on your resume. You lie on your resume, I'm gonna be really upset. My channel is about IT videos and about getting into IT, but my channel is not about lying to people. Do not lie on your resume. You lie on your resume, and I'm gonna be really upset. Please do not lie on your resume. People has come to me and has basically given me answers, or I ask them a question and give me answers that are very bad, that are not good. And basically, I test people, because I recently had a job interview with somebody, and he lied on his resume, and he said he had IT support, technical support skills on his resume. So I'm gonna ask him questions about that. And as soon as I started asking him questions, he didn't give me any answers that I wanted. He gave me answers that were incorrect. So an example of that would be, I asked him, someone's having an issue with their printer, and he gave me an answer like, oh, that doesn't correspond to me, or I'm not gonna go down there and fix that printer. Like, if it's white glove support and you're dealing with a customer, you have to go over there and fix the issue. Don't tell me that you're not gonna fix the issue. So don't do that. Don't lie on your resume, and don't say that you know how to fix the issue. Those are the two things that really frustrate me. So definitely don't lie on your resume. If you know how to fix the issue, if you can't fix it remotely and you have to go to the person, then you have to go to the person. Don't say that doesn't correspond to me. Don't say that's not my job. Don't say that I don't get paid enough to do this job. Don't say any of those things. You say any of those things, I'm gonna get annoyed, and the person that's interviewing you is gonna get frustrated too. So don't say any of those things. If it's part of the job description, and even if it's not part of the job description, because when you work in IT, you wear different hats. You might be expected to do something that's not IT related. You should still do it, because it's just part of IT. It's just, sometimes we're expected to do things that don't correspond to us. So, and be friendly about it. Be courteous about it. Be nice and take care of it. And that's it. So don't lie on your resume. Don't act like you know what you're talking about. And if someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer to it, just say I don't know the answer. Don't go and rant for 5 minutes about a question and answer it in a way that's not the right answer. If you do that, they're gonna know you're BSing them and you're lying to them. So don't do that. Do not do that. The don'ts. So don't be a jerk. So don't be a jerk. If you're coming in the morning, you have a job interview, and the receptionist or the administrative assistant is opening the door, be nice to her. Be nice to everyone that you're talking to during the interview, outside the interview and inside the interview. Be nice to everyone. You never know, that reception or that assistant, she might be friends, or she might be really good friends with the CEO of the company, or might be friends with the VP, or might be friends with somebody in that office, and then you're being rude to her, or you're being rude to the person that's taking care of you. And then when it comes to the hiring process, oh yeah, that guy, that guy, yeah, that guy Kevin, yeah, whatever, that guy, yeah, he was a jerk to me. He was mean to me. I don't think you should hire him. He's gonna be terrible for this environment. Do not be rude to anybody. Don't be a jerk. Nobody likes jerks. Nobody likes working with jerks. If you're gonna be a jerk, this is not the job for you. Don't apply for a job that deals with customer service. Don't be a jerk. All right. So the other one, the obvious one, show up on time. Make sure if you're gonna be late, let your job recruiter know that you're gonna be late. Tell him in advance you're gonna be late. Sometimes things happen. Unfortunately, you can't control everything that happens. So if you're gonna be late, let him know, and he'll let the manager know. If not, if it's a direct hire, call the manager. Tell him I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. I'm gonna be 10 minutes late. Just let them know. Be honest with them and let them know that you're gonna be late, because it shows that you're responsible and you care about the job interview. Even though you're showing up late, at least you have the courtesy to call and let them know that you're gonna be late, because they probably have other meetings they have to go to. They probably have other interviews they gotta do, and they probably have other things they have to do. And you're basically overlapping their time with another meeting or another thing that's going on. So you want to let them know that you're gonna be late, if that makes sense. All right, body language. So body language is very important. Basically, you shake their hand, you know what you're talking about, you look confident, you do eye contact, not too much eye contact. So body language, be careful not to do too much body language, because if you do too much body language, that will hinder you from getting the job. So make sure you know what you're talking about, but also make sure that your body language is at least not too aggressive, because when you have a body language that's too aggressive, they might not want to hire you because you might be too aggressive. So be careful with that. Another thing in IT or any job in general, if you're working anywhere in IT, give examples, not common answers. What does that mean? So basically, you don't give them a definition of an answer. They ask you a question. You basically give them an example, or you tell them a story, or you do storytelling. And you tell them something that's happened to you before and how you could relate it to that question they ask you. And basically, oh, okay, he knows what he's talking about. He's not too technical. Like, you don't be too technical when you're talking to these managers. So sometimes you might interview a manager that he doesn't even work IT, and you're answering the question too technical, and he doesn't understand what you're talking about. So don't do that. It depends who you're interviewing. If you're interviewing an IT director, and then he asks you a question about this, make it as simple as possible. Pretend if you're doing they're answering a question like this, any types of questions of IT, pretend you're talking to your mom or your dad, or pretend you're talking to your grandpa or your grandma. Make it as simple as possible. Don't make it too complicated, and tell them a story. Tell them as if you're talking to your mom or your dad. Oh yeah, so this, yeah, so yeah, the internet's not working, and give me an example of the internet's not working. Yeah, I had this issue where, it's funny you say that, I had this issue where where this gentleman, he called me and I went to his desk and I see like a red X mark on his computer on the bottom right hand side, and the internet wasn't working. And then the funny thing is that his computer was on and everything, but the funny part was is the cable wasn't even plugged in. So we had a good laugh about that. Me and the gentleman had a good laugh about that. So I went underneath his desk, I plugged the cable, and his internet came back up immediately right after that. And when he asked me what happened, I just told him it's probably a loose cable or something. But I didn't tell him that he accidentally unplugged that. I didn't blame the customer. I just told him that, it was probably a loose cable. So I plugged it back in, and then he had internet after that, and he was good after that. So they quite like answers like that, simple answers, not too complicated, not too convoluted. You sound like you know what you're talking about, and it's real easy to answer. If that makes sense. So teamwork. There's no I in team. So basically, what I'm saying is, if they ask you when you worked on a project, this is the don'ts. So when you work on a project, don't say, "Oh, I did this, I did that, I did this. It was me, it was I, it was me, it was me, I." And you always say I instead of saying we, instead of saying everyone, instead of saying we work together on this, we work together on this project, we work together as a team, we got it to work. Don't say I, don't say I. So the people would say, I did this, I did that, I did this, don't do that on a job interview. You want to say we. If you work with a team and there's a project, you got to give an example, you want to say we, don't say I, if that makes sense. Basically, don't put yourself in the middle of the world, basically what I'm saying. Basically say we, you work together as a team, we. Alright. And then the last one on the bottom is, tell them why they need you. So tell them why they need to hire you, if that makes sense. Like, give them examples of why they need to hire you, and how it relates to the job posting, and how you can make their company better or make their environment better, or how you could improve everything in that environment. Like, what is your end goal? What is your game plan? And also talk about an example. What I'm talking about is like just check online what they're looking for, and make sure make sure you relate your questions and answers to what they're looking for on the job on the job interview, if that makes sense, and basically on the job qualification. So if they're asking for a guy with good customer service, you tell them, oh yeah, I worked customer service for a while. I'm really good with people. I love working with people. I love working with technology. I love making myself better. I'm always working at home. I'm making labs at home. I'm doing this and that and that. Basically show them you have a passion for technology, you have a passion for your job, and you're willing to learn, you're willing to grow in the company, and you're willing to do things the way they want to do it. And basically you're able to follow policy procedures and stuff like that. So and that's basically it. So these are the don'ts. I had a job interview with someone a few days ago, and I'm like, I want to make a video on this because some people might not know this. So it's better I make a video and share this with people. So that's the reason why I wanted to make this video. And I wanted to get this video off my chest, if that makes sense. Just so people know what I'm talking about, and just so people don't do any of these mistakes when they're going on a job interview. So I'm just preparing you. If you're ever trying to get a job, you should feel a little better with going into that job, hopefully. Hopefully this helps you in some way, some shape, or form. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a great Saturday. Later. Peace.